Well, there's no better way to appreciate our local wildlife than to see them up close and very personal. We have some here today. And you can do that for free at the free family day at the Lindsay Wildlife Museum in Walnut Creek next weekend. To tell us all about the free day is Dawn Manley. She's an animal husbandry manager, I guess it is, with the museum. And we also have animal keeper Julia Franet-Hornbeck, and she has an owl with her. How are you both?
Good.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to get to the owl in just a second, but Dawn, let me ask you, you have a snake.
Yes, I do. This is a gopher snake. This is one of the most common snakes we have in our area here. And this snake came to the museum in 2001 as an unwanted pet. And it was found in their pool drain. People decided to keep it and brought it home. After a while, decided they didn't want to keep it anymore, so they brought it to the museum, and now it acts as an ambassador for his species and educates children about gopher snakes in the wild.
Now, that's what the Lindsay Wildlife Museum is all about. You help with wildlife, you take them in, and you bring them to good health. And if they cannot be released?
We keep them in the museum, and we have a collection of over 100 native California wildlife.
And most people think, no, they're thinking museums, so it's still life, but these are actual living, breathing animals. Are they available for handling?
The snakes are often brought out onto the exhibit hall floor for walkthroughs. Children, adults, anybody who wants to touch one of these snakes is welcome to touch the snakes, and it helps people to connect with them a little bit better.
Right.
When you can actually touch one of these animals and see it up close and personal, we feel like it makes a better connection with people, because there's so much fear surrounding snakes. We want to educate people that snakes are good to have in your life and in your backyard, and there's nothing really to be afraid of. They're beneficial for the habitat.
Now, I am not going to handle the snake only because I'm next to the owl. We don't want them to be too close together. But that one particularly seems to be happy because he's always been coiled. Now he's beginning to open up a little bit. Does that mean he's becoming more curious as to what's going on?
He's starting to take in the smells of the area and warming up a little bit. My hands are warm, and so being an ectothermic animal, which means they take their energy from the heat around them, the lights, my hands. So he's starting to get warmed up and want to move. And so he has been handled his whole time at the museum for over 10 years. So he's very comfortable, though. He feels it comfortable in my hands, which is good for me.
So we have Julia with a barred owl. And I've never heard of that, B-A-R-R-E-D.
That's correct.
What is a barred owl?
Well, a barred owl, a lot of people get them confused with the spotted owl, but they are not related. And the barred owl is found just north of the Bay Area in woodlands. They've actually, recently introduced themselves to California. And so they're a really special animal here, and they're very beautiful. They have the barred striping along their bodies.
Oh, that's what that refers to.
That's where the name comes from.
And I've never been quite this close to an owl, and he is absolutely beautiful, and his feathers are just gorgeous. They look so soft. But his claws, and I don't know whether the camera can see it, but he's got some nice claws, which is why I guess you have a leather glove.
Yep. The claws on raptors are actually called talons, and they are very sharp and powerful. They do need to hunt and capture their prey live in the wild, and so this is their way to capture that animal and to kill it. And so I do want to protect myself from his very sharp talons, so I'm wearing this heavy-duty leather glove. And it's just part of the equipment that we use when we work with our animals.
Okay. And Dawn, the owl is for display, educational purposes, but he's not there for people to pet.
Right. So we don't touch our birds of prey. They are comfortable standing on our glove, being around people. However, we don't touch them. They are dangerous with their sharp beaks and their sharp claws. A little bit more unpredictable. And so we allow people to come, very close, as close as you are to the owl. And yes, he's going to be on exhibit all summer long with a few of our other owl species, and available for people to see all day.
He's very curious as to what's going on. He's looking all over the studio.
Yes.
The question is, you do not give names to these animals.
Correct.
Why?
We don't give them names, and the biggest reason is because they don't belong to us. They're not our pets. They're wild animals. This barred owl lived a wild life before he ever came to us, and he came to us because he was injured and he can't be released. So we don't like to identify these animals that we own them.
Right.
We have all these animals through permits from government agencies, and it helps children, I think, also understand that they aren't our pets. They have their own identity. They don't belong to us. So we simply call this bird the male barred owl.
Okay, but you want people to get up close and personal and to understand them. So therefore, you're having your very first free day.
Yes, we are. We're
so
excited.
What's going to happen on that day?
Yes, next Saturday from 10 to 5, we're inviting all communities around our facility in Walnut Creek to come visit us. All ages, demographic backgrounds, financial backgrounds. We want everyone to have an opportunity to be able to see what we're all about. And so from 10 o'clock to 5, we're going to let anyone who wants to come in to see all these fabulous animals. And we're going to do this this next Saturday, and hopefully inspire people to, make a connection with wildlife. Our mission is to connect people, inspire respect and responsibility for the world, and by seeing these animals up close and personal, that is our goal.
So we want to let people know that the information will be up on the screen, but again, it's a free day. And everyone should take advantage of this. And kids will love seeing adults love doing that too. And I've been to the museum, and you're just going, wow, look at all these various, big animals that you hear about, you might see video about, but you've never seen them, just a few feet away from you.
Yes.
So it's a great opportunity. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you, Dawn. Thanks for sharing and bringing this great guy here. This snake was fun. I held him, but I won't do that right now. All right, still ahead. Organic tacos and more. We'll explain, and the studio does smell good, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Hi. We're almost done.